Ethiopia has become Africa's third defaulter in as many years after failing to make a $33 million coupon payment on its international government bond. As Groom Chala now reports, the Ethiopian government says it will continue demanding a loan reschedule under the G20 mechanism.
The issue of Ethiopia's debt default has been looming for a few weeks now. And in the end, Ethiopia failed to service its December $33 million Euro bond on time. Ethiopia's Minister of Finance, Ahmed Shide, explains why his country refused to pay its debt.
The decision not to service the Euro bond coupon payment of $30 million is consistent with our discussion with all our bilateral creditors. Ethiopia has applied for G20 Common Framework debt treatment 2 years ago. We have been under various discussion with official creditor committee, which is established for Ethiopia, which China and France is co-chairing. As part of that discussion, recently, the official creditor committee has decided to give Ethiopia a debt suspension for 2 to 3 years, which is very important for Ethiopia. And one of the principles of the G20 Common Framework is comparability of treatment with all creditors, not only bilateral, but also commercial creditors.
Ethiopia's economy has been under pressure over the last few years due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic and a conflict in northern Ethiopia, which only ended in November 2022. Despite reports of the debt default, the government does not consider Ethiopia a defaulter.
We don't consider it as a default. So this is inconsistent with the G20 Common Framework. One of the fundamental principles of G20 Common Framework for debt treatment is comparability of treatment. As you know, the phenomenon of debt risk rising globally, particularly with countries in Africa, is related to multiple challenges related to African issues as well as also global phenomenon. So all these global and African economic challenges has led to the rising debt level. The interest rate globally has increased. So this has put more countries globally more vulnerable on it.
Ethiopia has been seeking to review the terms of the $1 billion loan from its Eurobond creditors. The government says the country has been prioritizing concessional loans to avoiding incurring huge payments to service commercial loans.
Ethiopia has managed the issue of debt vulnerability very proactively for the last 5 years. We have never borrowed any single commercial debt as a state. This decision has been made to proactively manage our debt sustainability concerns. And in addition to that, Ethiopia's debt composition is a very favorable compared to most other countries. From the total external debt we have, only 13% are commercial debt. The rest is from official, multilateral, and favorable concessional terms. That makes most of the composition of Ethiopia debt very healthy.
Ethiopia first requested debt relief under the G20-led initiative in early 2021. The failure to make the coupon payment means Ethiopia has now joined 2 other African nations, Zambia and Ghana, in a full-scale common framework restructuring. Groom Chala, CGTN, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.